that on? Is it on? Is that on? Fantastic. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first of all, here's the thing. So there are 6 different options right now, and you've chosen this one. Hopefully, you're in the right place. All right? I can't answer that for you. By the end of this session together, 50 minutes or so, hopefully, just hopefully, you'll say to yourself, yes, I am in the right place. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Peter Hopwood, and I help people tell stories. I help people tell better stories with the way they deliver their messages, getting their messages to stick. I work with startups, small companies, big companies, executives, people high performers who value what communication is all about. Remember, if there's one thing, I'm actually going to stand here, if there's one thing that's going to make you different, that's going to make you stand out from other people, from the competitors, from other people that are here over the weekend, for example, it's the way you communicate. So I help people build that confidence, build the way they deliver their messages, and not just presentation skills, not just public speaking, but also on-camera persuasion as well. The small things that you can do, the small things you can do in front of a camera to help you get the response you want from your audience. Now, again, I'm going to say another thing here. Isn't it fantastic to be in Rovin? Is it?
Yeah.
It is great to be in Rovin, and I'm sure a lot of you, who've been to Rovin before? Most of you. Yes, absolutely. So Rovin is probably a special place for many people here, and I can tell you, in fact for me, it is a very special place as well. 15 years ago, I lived here in Rovin. I actually worked for a British company, a British holiday company, and that's where I actually started to learn a lot of the craft, a lot of the trade, a lot of the business I do today around the world. So I did it here, helping holiday makers have a good time in many ways. So helping them with what's going on here in Rovin, solving their problems, but also presenting what's going on around Istria. So I used to present pretty much, I don't know, roughly about 7 times a week to small crowds of, let's say, 50, 100, or 150 people. So that's really where I learned all these small techniques to persuade people by what you say, by what you do, by how you perform in a way to get them to respond in the way that you want to. Also, let me tell you another thing as well. My Croatian is not very good at all, let me tell you. I'm not going to try to say anything in Croatian at all. However, there is one word I will say that I'm quite proud of, and it goes back to, again, when I used to live in Rovin. Many years ago, what happened was, there was a couple, an elderly couple, they came to Rovin for their 2-week holiday. Wonderful. The first day, they were going over to Red Island, popped on the small boat. Today it's a bigger boat. Years ago, it was just a very small chugga boat. 20 minutes, 25 minutes over to Red Island. As she stepped onto that small boat, she slipped, fell over, bang. She cracked the top of her nose here. For 13 days out of her 14-day holiday, she spent at the department of Uho, Golo, Nos in Pula. Now, if you've been to the department of Uho, Golo, Nos in Pula, has anybody been there? Good, because it's not a very good place at all. Then it wasn't very good, and I'm pretty sure right now it's not a pretty place to be at all. Now, after those 13 days, going there, I was there, as I say, for about 10 days, driving up there every single day. Now, at the end of that time, there is one word I will never forget. I don't forget it then, I will not forget it now, and I will never forget it in the future. I have never been able to impress anybody with this word, however, this is the word. Otorinolaryngologia. I will say it once again, I'm getting a clap there, thank you very much. Otorinolaryngologia. There are many things I cannot say, but that is one word I can say. Again, if you wish, hashtag otorinolaryngologia. Let's get this trending worldwide for the first presenter of the workshop stage. Okay, we move on. So, as soon as I came on, I'm sure there were probably quite a few things going through your mind, all right, when I came on. All right, probably you were maybe thinking of what's going on after this, what's the next workshop, or what's your schedule, Perhaps you're thinking about a party tonight. Perhaps you're thinking about the sunshine. Perhaps you're thinking about how many kind of selfies I can get with Robin in the background, sweaty for me in the background, looking good and sending them over to Zagreb perhaps. But probably what I'm about to talk about, probably not on that priority list. So somehow, as a presenter, somehow, as somebody who stands there in front of you, I've got to kind of keep you with me somehow for this time, okay? As I came on, all right, again, probably 3 different categories you were thinking about that came to your mind straight away, a split second. So I came on, and you looked at me, you looked at what I'm wearing, you looked at what my hair's like, perhaps, how I sound, and then you think to yourself, perhaps, you think, this guy seems quite credible. This guy seems to sound like he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to stay engaged. I'm going to put my mobile phone down. Perhaps not like this lady here, but that's fine. And you like me, okay? That's one thing. The next one in the centre, perhaps, you look at me, immediately, as soon as you see this waistcoat, who wears a waistcoat in Croatia, really? So, as soon as you see this waistcoat, you look at me, how I'm dressed, how I move, how I sound, and again, you say to yourself, no, there's something about him I do not like. Something, hopefully it's not that. Something about him I don't like, I'm not engaged, and I don't really want to stick around and keep listening. Like, probably that's what happened to you as you went on your mobile phone, looking on Facebook. Anyway, or the third one, which is pretty much indifference, where you don't really care at all. So, and that's where probably most of you are at, certainly at the beginning of this presentation. So really as a presenter, your job is really to get people from here, swing them over towards this side, to get them to do one thing, to get them ultimately to do one thing.